The Truth, Xiafeng. Translated by Treasure and edited by Kayer. Pontius Pilate, the powerful Roman governor, asked Jesus, "What is truth?" Jesus declared, "I was born for truth. I have come to the mortal world to give the truth. I have witnessed the truth. Hundreds of millions of people have sought and died for the truth. So what is truth?" Democritus, known to be the greatest ancient philosopher, said, "The truth is inscrutable." The most revered Socrates said, "What I really know is that I know nothing." The French philosopher René Descartes argued that only one undeniable truth exists. Ego cogito ergo sum, I think therefore I am. John Spall, governor of the Episcopal Church of the United States, said, "Absolute truth is something to which we may aspire, but that we can never attain." Influenced by Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, many people believe that truth is relative. Many religious organizations claim to be sole possessors of absolute truth. What is truth? Jesus said, "The Word of God is truth." Sakyamuni preached for 49 years. The core of his preaching was but one word, Tao. Lao Tzu mainly repeats one word throughout his Tao Te Ching, Tao. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, said, "Allah's ruling is based on Tao, truth." Confucius, the great sage of the Chinese nation, thought intensely and sought the truth for a lifetime. He finally grasped the core of Tao as he sighed and said, "Having heard Tao in the morning, one may die content in the evening." Life Achanuan tells people again and again to take the way of the greatest creator. Why is Tao so important? Because Tao is truth and the truth is Tao. Both are the same. That is the reason why God, Buddha, the prophets, celestial beings, and saints have attached such great importance to Tao. In other words, they told us to follow the truth. Truth is truth. There is no absolute truth or relative truth. Truth can be described in eight ways. Truth is not optional. Truth is oneness without ambiguity. Truth is eternal, so there is no truth in the past, present, or future. Truth can be known but cannot be made. Truth is what scientists try to reveal. Truth comes to the Chinese Zen masters, unspeakable but subtle metaphysics to be awakened in the mind. All religions profess to uphold the truth, but they actually contradict it. All parties appear to uphold the truth, but they actually oppose it. Everything in the universe, including humanity, floats in an ocean of truth. Truth has eight attributes: emptiness, universality, trust, reliability, naturalness, justice, kindness, uniqueness, eternity. Let us expand on each of these attributes. Emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form does not differ from emptiness. Form is emptiness and its very emptiness is form. Whatever emptiness is, that is form. Form comes from emptiness and emptiness is Tao, the truth. Universality. All visible objects in the universe, including all living beings, originate from Tao but are the metaplasia of Tao. This is to say that all manifestations of the universe are the embodiment of truth, so truth is everything. Trust, reliability, all the laws of nature are manifestations of truth. They exist and run without the will of mankind. All laws are of conservation, reliability, and dependability, so truth is trust. If one does not keep their word, but lies or breaks their word, they will be acting against the truth. Naturalness. Truth is natural and undoubtedly logical. When fruits fall off trees after they ripen, things are managed easily. Truth is true, not false. People can know it, but cannot create it, and we can neither add to it nor reduce anything from it. If a person or an organization controls themselves with importunity, then they will be acting against the truth. As to a person, regardless of their birth, age, health, or even after death, whether they are rich or poor, and no matter how high or low their status ever was, as long as they have led a natural life without importunity, then they have taken the way of truth. The dying who would rather live, the living who would rather die, the poor who are not content in their poverty, and the rich who are not content with their wealth all act against the truth. Justice. Truth is equal for all things and people, and does not favor anything or anyone, just as death and air are fair and equal to everything and everyone. This is to say that anyone, regardless of their religious faith or party affiliation, no matter whether they are a doctor or illiterate, whether they are a tycoon or poor, and no matter whether they are the president or a shepherd, is equal before the truth. Everyone has the same opportunity to learn the truth and to take the way of the truth. Kindness. We already know that truth is Tao, the consciousness and spirit of the greatest creator. Therefore, truth is alive. Those who come close to the truth will feel natural and cordial, as if returning to their hometown from long ago, and will feel sure-footed, calm, and comfortable. Uniqueness. Truth is meticulous and unique. There is no near truth or semi-truth. 10,000 roads lead to the same and only truth, but never lead to thousands of truths. All roads may lead to Rome, but Rome is the one and only Rome. Eternity. Since Wuji generate Taiji, truth has existed eternally. Even if the earth and mankind were to disappear, truth would still exist. As long as there is truth, there is eternal life in the universe. The universe is filled with truth and with life. Life exists not only on Earth but also elsewhere, only in different forms. The Encyclopedia of the United States says, "The truth is often revolting, for it neither supports prejudice nor follows rumor, so that which causes people disgust, is against the majority view, and sets people away is most likely to be the truth. The gate of truth is narrow and only a few will find it and pass through it. Truth can only be known to a few people, for it is lost to the boisterous and noisy. It is a priceless treasure and the top priority to seek, to know, and to respect in life, for anyone who does will attain eternal life and will reach the high-level life spaces such as the 1,000-year world, the 10,000-year world, or the Elysium world. Just take time to comprehend.
走出心灵的埃及。
Out of the Egypt of the Spirit. Xie Feng. August 16, 2005. Translated by Treasure and edited by Kayer. The ancient Israelites were delivered out of Egypt with God's help, out of slavery and into freedom. Egypt is defined as the land of slavery, and the believers could only rid themselves of slavery by going out from Egypt. Where is our real Egypt? It lies within our hearts. It is easy for the body to be out of Egypt, but it is much harder to discard it from the mind. We all suffer from the slavery of the Egypt of the Spirit in various degrees, and we lead our lives with the Egypt of the Spirit on different levels. You are a slave to your own Egypt of the Spirit because you have not felt the breath of the new era. An unimaginable era is coming. A wave of energy will reach from the universe to the earth. Its prediction has been shown. When this wave reaches the entire earth, only those who are out of the Egypt of the Spirit will be able to survive it, for their common frequency will resonate with it, and those who remain within the Egypt of the Spirit, those who cannot resonate with this wave, will completely disappear from the earth. I, Deiform Buddha, have come here to inform you, to give you this sacred inspiration, and to lead you out of the Egypt of the Spirit and into the new Life-Chanyuan era. You should never resist me, for the consequence of such resistance will be your death. I depend on divine power, the love of Jesus Christ for human beings, the profound wisdom of Sakyamuni Buddha, the great ideal of Prophet Muhammad PBUH, the profound and lasting meaning of Fairy Lao Tzu, and the great mercy of Mao Zedong, who tried to liberate all the poor people who suffer from oppression and deprivation at the bottom. They must all focus on me and came together to form a magnificent picture, a mysterious force which is the strongest and the softest dark energy in the universe, able to withstand all the sludge and turbidity that will lead the people out of the Egypt of the Spirit, but who are pleasing to the greatest Creator and who are into the new Life-Genuine era. I, Deiform Buddha, by the revelation of the greatest Creator, do face all earthly citizens equally today, regardless of your sect, party, organization, nationality, or race, whether you are a king, a president, a civilian, or a prisoner, and no matter what your magnificent feats or unforgivable sins in the past have been, will treat all of you equally. You have an equal opportunity to accept this information and to have an equal opportunity to be out of the Egypt of the Spirit. You must not resist me. Upon learning this information, you must think it over quietly, digest it carefully, and sensitize yourself deeply. I will take nothing from you, place no chains upon you, and force no compliance out of you. Instead, I will lead you out of the Egypt of the Spirit and into the new Life-Genuine era to enjoy the finest life with the maximum freedom. See the leaves falling, they should have felt the winter coming. See the willow becoming green by the river, it should have heard the footsteps of spring approaching. You do not have much time to waste. I want you to set all your inflexibility aside to no longer attack each other and to waste no more time trying to overthrow political parties and regimes. Do not adhere to the opinion that we are right, they are wrong, because you have to think about your future. You can keep to your beliefs and faiths, but at the same time, you need to master the new knowledge and the new information as soon as possible and never to regard your own belief and faith as the only correct one. You must also not hold the feeling of being able to offer salvation because you have neither enough wisdom nor enough energy. Not only do you not understand the non-material world, but neither can you make the correct judgment nor choice with what happens in your own home. Live on the eve of great changes, you should feel joy and happiness and neither fear nor worry because you have a chance to enter a new era by your own efforts. Do not blaspheme my words, for unhealthy words will hurt and eventually destroy you with a precision. But this is not me, for I am neither ego nor non-ego. The greatest classics are still the Bible, the Quran, the Buddhist scriptures, and the Tao Te Ching. You have to admire Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, PBUH, and Lao Tzu in your heart. Before you read these four classics, you had better not say more or judge anything because what you would say could never equal to their wisdom. What you would say would be nonsense before you understand these classics which run in the opposite direction. The majority of people skim across the surfaces of things. You do not see the colossal forces below that support the icebergs above, and you think you are performing deeds of merit, but the truth might just be the opposite and you are actually sinning. I believe that you possess kindness, but kindness without great wisdom will more often than not lead to bad results. Taiji Celestial, the living messenger of Jesus, teaches us how much you have known of Tao and how much you can preach. Never judge or comment on things of which you do not know. Do not be an apologist, but be a preacher. Do not use any of these sentences or paragraphs to threaten or intimidate others, or you might be threatening and frightening yourself unless you can answer a series of questions from others. Family, nationality, race, party, and religion are the Egypt of the Spirit, so you must walk out and just keep the greatest Creator and your parents as your sacred territory. Do not rack your brains for your own family, nationality, party, race, or religion. It is helpless, it will not benefit humanity, and is selfish behavior. These things will not exist in the coming Life-Genuine era. Do not sacrifice for things that are about to disappear. You need to have the courage to fail, to forgive the people who hurt you, and to make your mind up to surrender the mindset of a vengeful and hateful attitude. This kind of attitude is helpless in the sublimation of your life quality, but it will distort your soul and evolve the structure of your life into false, ugliness, and evil. As a conclusion, even trotting our enemies under our feet and killing them is helpless for the evolution of our spirits toward truth, kindness, and beauty. If people do not forgive others, but just want to satisfy their vanity, get some small psychological satisfaction, and have revenge followed by more revenge, the whole human psyche will be trapped in a vicious cycle and never find peace. The greatest creator is pleased by people who revere him. Jesus, Buddha, and Muhammad, peace be upon them, were fond of their loyal disciples, and I, Deiform Buddha, also like those who can be my friends, and I am willing to give the visas of life to those who are willing to be my friends. These visas of life sound ridiculous at first and seem to be nonsense. However, have you ever considered that life is a kind of non-material structure? If our spirit is sensitive enough, we can enter sesame seeds and go forward negative 10,000 kilometers to its center, and we can understand the meanings of life to see its structure. Quantum mechanics and string theory cannot explain the true meaning of life. Einstein and generations of master of scientists have tried to establish a unified field theory, but they have all ultimately failed. The reason is that they never understood the structure of non-material. What kind of life you lead depends on the attitude that you keep. It was said by Taiji Celestial that your state of life depends on your mode of thinking. Although this is true, it is not profound philosophy. It is reasonable and is easy to understand. Understand that you are able to understand the full meaning of the visas of life. The visas of life are kinds of non-material that will be directly embedded into the structure of the non-material substance of your life, speed up the evolution for the structure of your life to be perfect and symmetrical, put colorful halos around the structure of your life, and protect you in your race along the space tunnel toward the high-level space of life. The soul is total existence, non-material without weight. Bodies will die, but souls will never die. The soul goes through the universe at negative relativistic speed, but man does not understand this. The moment you die, you will become aware that you are not dead, but that you have only abandoned your body as your life carrier, but have taken on board another life carrier to begin a new life voyage. When I say that one who remains in the Egypt of the spirit will disappear from the earth, I do not mean that their life will end, just their life on earth. You will have no chance to enjoy the sun, the sea, white clouds, or blue skies. You will bid farewell to your loved ones, and you will never see them again. You do not understand this now, and it is only at the moment of death that you will. However, it will be too late by then, and your regret will be eternal. Every word in this article is true. You can validate them from the perspectives of religion, classical thought, science, telepathy, from the perspective of logical reasoning, and from all the facts that can be found. It is not only your good fortune to learn the content of this article, it is also your destiny, and I am very glad for you. If you are willing to understand something special, be grateful to the greatest creator. All glory goes to the greatest creator and none goes to Deiform Buddha, and if you share or discuss this information with others, you must always pay tribute to the greatest creator, but never to Deiform Buddha. It would be blasphemous to deify Deiform Buddha, for you and all others would be led astray. If you are offended by this article and think it is heresy, you are innocent. Never doubt the word of the greatest creator, but place all the blame to me. I accept all the responsibility for it and for all who accept it. From where it has come, to where it returns, it is demanded that once you read this article, you must pass it on to others without omitting a single word. You may print it or send it as email, but never keep it to yourself, never cut off the lifeline to other people. If you were to do that, you would have to pay a high price for the lives of others, for this is a curse. If this article is true, you will achieve merit and virtues for spreading it, but if it is evil, you will be held as blameless and without harm for sending it out in its entirety. If you can repost this article onto other websites or even publish it in newspapers or magazines, it would elevate your merit and virtues absolutely. One day you will understand the benefits of the merit and virtues. Why not just lift a finger and do it? A slight error in thought may lead to either paradise or to hell. We hope that everybody will escape from the disaster and enter into the new Life-Changuan era.
最小阻力原则
Taking the principle of least resistance. Xiafeng. August 16, 2005. Translated by Treasure and edited by Kayer. A watermelon that is picked violently will not be sweet, and a person acting under duress does not perform efficiently. Rowing a boat down a river is better than sailing up against the current, and buying a needle is better than grinding an iron rod into one. Enjoying hardships is better than struggling against them, so rather than forcing yourself to fight, you should just submit and relax. Cleaning the earth is better than terraforming Mars. Strengthening a nation is better than building the Great Wall. Dredging smoothly is better than preventing forcibly. Feeding a dog is better than training a pig to become one. And singing the praises of the living is better than flattering the dead. Use your head to create knowledge rather than to defend dogma. Using local materials makes more sense than importing them from across the ocean, but if none are available, it is better to move to another place. Obey nature and swim with the tide because everything changes, and do not store rotten apples. When the east is dark, the west will be bright. If it is dark in the south, there will be light in the north. People who were not raised here have obviously been raised over there. Change with the opportunity and take things as they come. Never complain about poverty when you are safe and well-fed. Never miss having meat when you have bread. Little birds that prefer to nest in the woods do not need to take to flying lessons from swans. One whose heart is not content is like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. An inflated desire will cause trouble, but a mind without material desire will remain calm. Ambition to fame may cause bitter revile. No diamond, no porcelain work. There is no need to force one to learn to play the piano if they were not born to love its music. It is vain to dream of singing beautifully without being able to carry even a simple tune. Never mind when you are reviled as bullshit. There is no need to be modest when you are praised as an expert or master. The flower blooms today, but protect its leaves or it will wilt tomorrow. It would be awful to miss the blooming season, for it will be lost when winter comes. You are loved and appreciated. That is a God-given opportunity. So why be cold and distant? The time to achieve your dream with God's blessing is when you are regarded as a sage or saint. So take advantage of the opportunity to realize a glorious life. Do not eat meat on the table but chew the bones under it. Leave the awarded honor but go through hardship. Being a crouching tiger with talent, but without carrying a load or playing a role, one will be a pile of broken bones to their death. Butterflies are pretty sights as they fly freely, but a buried gemstone is no better than the soil. People cannot stay pretty for 1,000 days and flowers cannot remain beautiful for 100. Although fine cellared wines exude beautiful fragrances, they are of no use until they are consumed. Drink as we have wine today and never plan for the following 1,000 years. Tsunamis and earthquakes might happen at any time, so who knows how long we will enjoy our lives. Value what you have. Anything that is easy to gain is actually a gift from the greatest creator. If there is a faucet in the house, why dig a well miles away? Treasure what is coming to you without rejection, but never waste your life daydreaming. If there are many hardships and troubles in that which you are engaged in, you must have misunderstood life. God punishes infatuated people and hell serves for flaunting people, so why not lead the easy life? Great events are determined by Tao, not by people who do not even understand themselves. The best life can be led by acting along Tao. Wasting a God-given opportunity is acting against Tao. Gangsters should be ruled by demons, but sages should be led by saints. Whether evil or a sage depends on Tao. Speak words to people. Talk ghostly when you meet ghosts. Keep silent when you meet monsters. Chirp and tweet with birds. Howl with wolves. Describe your aspirations when meet your soulmate. Eat when you hunger. Void when you must. But never complain to others if you made yourself starve or withheld waste. Buddha guides people with predestination and soulmates can be found in Life Genuine. It is sad to have layers between hearts. Melons are just melons while apricots must be apricots. Everything depends on the telepathy. If melons want to be apricots or apricots want to be melons, the program will be out of order and the goals cannot be realized. Taking the principle of the least resistance, life will be smooth.
麻将混沌与中华文化
Mahjong, holography and Chinese culture Shuifeng.
Septembre 2029-2007.
The root of Chinese culture is holography, or rather, the major vein of Chinese culture is holographic culture rather than Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. Holographic culture completely conforms to the Tao of the greatest creator. However, to be chaotic also means disorder. Thus it is difficult to accurately express the meaning of the way of the greatest creator, so I regard the root of Chinese culture as the holographic culture. Many Chinese intellectuals have written articles calling for the renaissance of Chinese culture. After reading their articles, I feel bewildered and ask them in writing, which part of the Chinese culture do you want to revitalize? Not one of them can give me a definite answer or explanation. This shows that those who want to revitalize Chinese culture only have a good wish but do not really understand what Chinese culture is. Chinese culture is actually holographic culture, and the renaissance of Chinese culture means the renaissance of holographic culture. The cultural primogenitor of the Chinese nation is Fuxishi, whose main contribution to culture is Hechiluo Book and the 8 Diagrams. Taiji, the 8 Diagrams, Book of Changes, Liujia, Jiuxing, and Feng Shui in traditional Chinese culture all are derived from him. Hechiluo Book is also the origin of the theory of main and collateral channels and acupuncture point in traditional Chinese medicine, and the origin of Book of Changes, Feng Shui, Yin and Yang, and the 5 elements, the 8 characters about one's birth, Ziwidishu, the selection of auspicious dates, divination, and necromancy. What Hechiluo Book expresses is a holographic phenomenon, Fuxishi's telepathy between man and heaven, and the scene of the universe resulting from the unity between man and heaven. The connotation of holographic phenomenon is the hologram of the universe. It's so expansive that nothing is excluded, and it can also be so small that nothing can be included. Every phenomenon and everything has a hologram telepathy with the universe. There is nothing independent of a thing and no phenomenon independent of a phenomenon. To put it more vividly, the fluttering of wings by a butterfly in Alaska of America can trigger a storm in the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa. A coughing by an Eskimo in the Arctic region may induce the fall of an Australian from a building. When interpreting the thinking of mankind, I discover that the most profound thinking is holographic thinking, which is followed in order by non-form thinking, Taiji thinking, visualized thinking, elusive thinking, and the like. The Confucian thinking is the material thinking, the lowest level of thinking, Taoist thinking is Taiji thinking, Buddhist thinking is non-form thinking, the Western thinking based upon science and technology is image thinking and associative thinking. The currently prevailing thinking of the new era, for example, Seth's thinking, conversation with God, the law of one, the disappearance of the universe, A Course in Miracles and so on, belongs to elusive thinking. The ultimate road that man will take is holographic thinking, or rather, mankind will inherit, carry on, and promote the holographic culture. We can get to know and understand the holographic culture from the 4 phenomena revelation, the 8 diagrams, Huzi, and Mahjong. Revelation means the observation of the astrological movement in the sky, the search of the law of the earth, and the study of animals and plants, the close examination of what is near and the speculation of what is far away. In one word, we can have a direct dialogue with the greatest creator. The revelation that I have written may serve as an introduction for others to come up with something more valuable. The 8 diagrams means that Wuji gives birth to Taiji, Taiji gives birth to Yin and Yang give birth to 4 signs, 4 signs give birth to 8 Gua gives birth to 64 Yao images, 64 E images give birth to every phenomenon in the universe. Once the changes of 64 E images are understood, it will be easy to understand the dialectical relations between changeable and unchangeable, and understand the holographic principles. Huzi was the teacher of Lizi. Huzi could skillfully apply the holographic principles. By studying him, we can understand what holographic phenomenon means. Mahjong is a game popular among Chinese people. Do not disregard Mahjong because it is really what holographic principle is about. A regular set of mahjong has 136 pieces, consisting of for east, for south, for west, for north, for center, for fa, for white, 36, tiao, 36, bing, and 36 yuan. These pieces combine to form the astronomical numbers. Therefore, we can say that even if a person plays mahjong every day all his life, he may never encounter a combination that is identical to any other combination or array. You feel as if lost in a maze. You may know things as they are, but do not know why they are so. It seems that everything is a matter of accident. There is no order to anything. Every time you play mahjong, you hope for chance and luck, and are not sure whether you will win or lose. However, to be holographic is to be orderly. There are rules and laws to what is holographic. The rules and laws are meticulous and allow of no loopholes. What seems to be accidental and random is actually orderly and inevitable. People who play mahjong all attach great importance to luck. If they win, they say they have good hand qi, luck, and if they lose, they say they hand qi is not good. What is hand qi? Everyone can have a try. If you do not have adequate sleep, if you are not in a good condition, or if you have had sex within the 24 hours, you will not have good hand qi, and the possibility for you to lose will be much higher than the possibility for you to win, unless other three people are in an even worse situation. Meanwhile, the direction you are facing and the 5 elements of all the players all have influence on whether you will win or lose. Therefore, if you want to win at mahjong, you must maintain your vigor and good health and refrain from sex during the short period. If so, you are likely to enjoy good hand qi. Now the problem is, the combinations of astronomical numbers, which seem like a series of random occurrences, are actually closely in line with the hand qi of mahjong players. If you do not have a good hand qi, you will lose the game no matter how well you can play it. This is where the holographic principles are working. Now let's take a look at these phenomena in the society. Many rich people and people who are good at making money actually have not received much education and do not work very hard, but they are very rich and can make much money. Many people in the officialdom do not have very high intelligence and are not so kind-hearted, but they have many opportunities and are promoted smoothly. On the other hand, many well-educated, intelligent, kind-hearted, and hard-working people are poor and cannot in any way have any opportunity for a promotion. And the secret is the holographic principle. One may fall victim to his own cleverness by outsmarting himself. Why? This is because of holographic principle. Mr. Zhang Baosheng, who is most accomplished in special skills in China, has not received very high education, but his thinking is in a holographic state, and this is the secret. The more concepts one stuffs in his head, the less holographic he will be. The more moral principles one stuffs in his head, the less holographic he will be. The more knowledge one has and the more reasons one understands, the less holographic he will be. The more rules one masters, the less holographic he will be. The more one pursues, the less holographic one will be. How can we be more holographic? Lao Tzu told us to return again to the innocence of baby. Jesus Christ asked us to become like a small child. Zhang Sanfeng told us that